Hi guys. Today we're basically going to be looking at seven important things to do in order for you to achieve your goals. Most of us, I'm looking like this is the end of the year, and most of us are starting doing stock of our lives, and we realize, I promised myself that I wanted to save, or I promised myself to shed that weight. I promised myself, I wanted to improve whatever that you wanted to improve. But most of us, or most people, find themselves in this time of the year frustrated because they haven't achieved even one goal. And then what you do is you do the same thing again. You write down all your goals again and you take them to the next year, 2025. And what I'm telling you is, chances of you finding yourself in 2025 end of the year still sitting with the same paper of goals that you have written, and none of them you have achieved. And I want you to tell you why. One of the biggest reasons that makes people not achieve their goals is people do have vague goals. Your goals are too broad. Your goals are allowing you to act however you want. Your goals, they don't ask you, Goguti, and then today, your goal is just a goal. It's just a goal that you can start in 2026, or you can start when Jesus come back. So that's how you're vague and broad your goal is. Then my number one thing that you need to know about goals needs to make you sit on the edge of the seat. You must always be on your toes to say, I need to achieve this. I have given myself this time. Okay. So number one thing that I want you to do is to define your goal. Let's just say, beginning of this year, I said I wanted to improve my life. So what is it that you want to improve in your life? Hey, that was the first question I needed to ask myself. What is it that you want to achieve in your life? So one of the things that I wanted to achieve was my mental health in my life, my physical health, my finances. Those were the main things that I needed to achieve. So firstly, I have defined my goals. It has to do in the house. It's what? I'm improving my life. But what is it that I'm improving in my life? Those were the three major things that I needed to improve in my life. So once I have those written down, this is what I want to achieve in this life. The next thing is I needed to have a clear direction. Clear direction. Yes, you need to have a clear direction. Where are you going with this? So if I say I want to improve my finances and I want to start saving towards what? Saving how much? How much can you save? How much debts you have, what are the things that makes you unable to save right now. So direction is very important as well. It will be because if I say I just want to save, sometimes when I started with savings, the mistakes that I make is I'll save what is left. And most of the time in most of the months there was nothing left to save. So but until I sat down and I said, I'm going to do the 50, 30, 20, where 20% of my salary or what I make, it's going to my saving. Non-negotiable. Before I even go out and do whatever, I would do that. And it started being a practice. And because at that time, my finances were not so good, some months I'll just go back and borrow something. But it became a habit and I started seeing, the money, and I knew what I'm saving for as well. So that is very important to have a clear goal. If you are saving towards you want to move out from your parents' house and start on your own, it would be nice to say, I'm saving up towards, this is what the things that I'm gonna need. I'm gonna need a bed, I'm gonna need a fridge, and start even going out and looking how much is the fridge, how much is the TV, and all those things, and put it down so you are saving towards this and how much do you need to save. And then it will help you to also say how much I need to save towards this. So yes, have direction. And number 3, have a sense of meaning. How much does this mean to you? What meaning does it bring in your life? If I am financial freedom, I'm able to have my own stuff and have my own place. What would it bring? It means growth to me as well. Maybe I just want to grow. I want to stand on my own. I want to start building my things, or I'm exercising. I want to lose the weight. What does it mean? It means I'm gonna be able to move easily. I'm gonna be able to have energy. Maybe you've been diagnosed with high blood pressure. I want to control my high blood pressure, my diabetes way much better. So it must have a sense of meaning. Those are the things that will make you and keep you motivated. But if it doesn't have a meaning in your life, doesn't have a sense of meaning, you're just doing it because everyone is doing it, you find yourself most of the times lacking on it. And that brings me to number 4, which is identify your distractions. Hey, you must know what's distracting you. I have a tendency of, when I'm a little bit stressed, I'll just say, you know what, let me go to the mall, just get myself ice cream, and the next thing you know what, I'll walk out of the mall without the ice cream, but I will walk out of the mall with plastic bags from different clothing shops. And then most of the time you find I'm even buying things that I don't really need because this is my distractions. And now that I know myself better, I'll tell myself, but you know what, girl, taking yourself out for ice cream, and maybe yes, you do deserve a shirt, a t-shirt, and this is how much I'm gonna give you. And then what I'm gonna do is, if I'm giving myself a 200 rands, I'll just go withdraw the 200 rands, have it on my hand, leave my other cards in the car, and just roam the mall, knowing very well I cannot spend. Those just knowing what distracts you is having your cards with you, going around, and you end up buying, Some distractions are friends. If your friend says, let's go out and eat out, let's go for a weekend away, and you know very well you're saving towards moving out, you're saving towards a deposit for your car, and this is not something that you planned for. And probably, I'm not saying don't go out, but most of us, maybe you plan on your entertainment money that you're gonna give yourself. Because what I also like to do is, whenever I'm working, is I've learned to pay myself a certain amount, whether it's 1,000, it's 2,000. That money, it has to do with my nails, my hair, things that I like, those were the things. But I don't know. So you already have your own budget, and you're looking at it, you can see that no, I cannot do a weekend away. I can maybe do breakfast with a friend or lunch with a friend, and then you need to be able to say to your friends, no, I cannot right now. I'm not in a good spot to actually do so. So you must identify what distracts you and take you out of achieving your goals, and then you must work on that. And then when we look at number 5, we're going to look at resilience. That thing that you are able to bounce back, because you know what, we are living life, and life is lifing. So what happens is, you have your defined goals and everything, but you find that life happens. Maybe your baby is sick for a week. Maybe you have this unforeseen, one of your parents is being sick, and now maybe you need to travel home, or you need to do, they needed to go for x-rays, and they needed a co-payment, and now you go back to your savings and take some. Those things will always come up. Those things will always be there, where we have emergencies, where we have our loved ones and unforeseen things happening. Maybe you hit a pothole, and now you need to go there and borrow some money. Those things do happen, but that doesn't mean, because now I had a tire problem, I went to take 5,000 rand to replace my tire, and then I'm like, okay, let me just take 6,000 rand because I feel a bit stressed, so I'm gonna use the 5 for the tire, and after the tire, I'm gonna take myself to the mall and go for shopping. That's distractions as well. But learn to bounce back. Okay, I've made a mistake, I've already withdrawn more than I should, but next month, this is what I'm saving, the same amount that I've agreed upon saving. That's what we call resilience, basically. Just to go back to what you agreed upon, to go back and stand again. Don't then say, last month, Vela, I took out 6,000 rand. I'm down to 6,000 rand. I'm not doing this anymore. I can't save. No, bounce back. Number 6 is have compassion to yourself. Hey, it's very important to be compassionate to yourself. You've made mistakes, and sometimes, like I said, maybe last month it was a tire, and honestly, girl, this month umuntu wami was just not on it, and I felt stressed. And why? I just took myself out, and I bought myself a nice dress, and I bought myself nice sneakers and all of that. Have compassion to yourself. You were not feeling so great at that time, and maybe that's what you needed at that time. But feeling compassion to yourself, instead of beating yourself up and say, you know what, you can't do this, let me just take all the money and no, have compassion to yourself. This is how I felt, and this is what has happened. I may have fallen a bit, but this was the reason I've fallen a bit, I've fallen off of my goals. And right now I'm going to work towards achieving and going back to it. And number 7, the last one, is have a positive self-image. You know, believe in yourself, have confidence to do this thing. That's the first thing, because most of the time when you get in and say, I will see, no, you will see it, not gonna happen. But if you go in and say, I'm confident, I'm going to do this, it's very important to see yourself as someone that is deserving, someone that can achieve your goals, someone that is capable of. But if you see the opposite, you are like, I've never done this, Mina, I can't save, Mina, it just attracts negativity. So very important as well. Have a positive self-image. It's very important. Work on that. If you lack confidence, work on it. If you say lack some self-worth, work on that, so that visualize what you want to see at the end, and stick on that, and walk with that. I hope to catch you on our next video. Have a great time.